this morning is taken from the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 37. Matthew chapter 5, verse 37. It says, "Simply let your yes be yes, and your no, no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one."
That was easy. What good is a man without a sword? You know? Not too good. Not too good. Hey, Kim, excellent job on the songs this morning. Really nice songs. Songs that really touches the heart, gets you ready to go, motivated and moving. Really appreciate the songs. Roger, thank you so much. Appreciate it so much. Eric, thank you so much for officiating there. Outstanding. Brandon, Preston, excellent, great, easy, but so hard to do. So easy to read, but so hard to do. So I'll go ahead and just start right off that and let you all know I'm making my public confession since I'm already up here. This is something that I'm working on, and I gotta master it. I gotta do better with my tongue and the sense of my mouth, and I gotta do better with letting my yes be yes, my no be no. I do. I like to encourage people. I want to encourage them to the best, and I always try to look for the good in people. But sometimes I need to just be very, very honest and just tell the truth and go with that. Okay, so that's where I'm coming from today, and I will do the best I can to do that. Okay. So then. That said, let's jump right into this, and y'all can go out for lunch and have a great time for lunch. So, what we're going to look at, no playing with words. Now, there you go. You're not seeing things, okay? Okay, this is an eye test, all right? Let's see if you need glasses. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just say, enough, Danny, enough. Playing with words. No, we don't want to play with words. You never. Now, I'm not talking about a game or your Christmas time or Thanksgiving. You're getting around and you're just jabbing and whatnot and having a great time. I'm not alluding to that whatsoever. You have a party. No. We're talking about whenever you talk about the Bible, you don't play with words. That's what Jesus said in Matthew 5, verse 37. That's what Greg just read to him. You never play with words, because if you do play with those words, whatsoever is more than that, did you hear what Greg said? Comes from the devil. No playing with words. Anxious thoughts linger about and crisscross in your brain, but trusting God brings you directly into His presence. Do you realize that? When I was writing this down, I was thinking, this is what it is. Just do it, Mr. Allen. As you thus affirm your faith, shackles of worry fall off instantly. You don't have to be anxious for nothing. You don't have to do that, Philippians 4, verse 6. Enjoy His presence continually by trusting Him at all times. That's all we're going to do. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. Isn't that what we should do? But ladies and gentlemen, here's what we do. A lot of times, we want to get before the horse, the cart before the horse, and we've got to let the horse be before the cart. Okay? Look, in Philippians 2:15, I get it. I get the degradation of this world we live in. I get the mire and smut. I get what's going on out there. I get it. I'm there too. I'm with you. I'm with you there. We all know this. We all turn to it with you, but we know it. We know it by heart. And we see it in Paul. He's in prison, and he looks at his people, okay? He's looking at his people, and he's going to die, all right? But he had that audacity. He was courageous. He was letting people know this. You know why he was letting people know this, ladies and gentlemen? Because he didn't want them to die and go to hell. I say that takes a lot of courage. I say that's pretty brass and bold. That's what we got to do. We don't stand and say, you're going to hell, No. We feel that we don't want you to go to hell. That's what Paul was doing. So he said that in Philippians 2:15, he said, that you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke. I mean, you're sincere. There's no blemish in you. You know that I am a child of God. Oh yeah, does that mean we're perfect? No, I'm not perfect. I mess up with my words. But be man enough to go and say you're sorry. Apologize. Without rebuke. Now listen to this. You know why he said what he said? Here's a prerequisite. Listen to why he said this. Listen, if you've done something wrong, if you're sitting here in this auditorium this morning, be man enough or woman enough to go to the person. I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your family, your cousin, your preacher, your friends. Go and say you're sorry. That's it. Look. Why did he say it? In a midst of a crooked and perverse nation. Has times changed today? I don't think so. Among whom you shine. You shine. How is Brandon going to shine? Or Preston or Ned? How are you young people going to shine? So what about us? Well, okay. How are we going to shine too, okay? How are we going to shine? If you don't have Jesus in your life, you're not going to shine. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. We need to follow him, ladies and gentlemen. How are we going to teach our grandchildren, our children's children? You know what? How are we going to teach the world? Don't play with words. Brother, do you know God's name is constantly, for good night, is constantly abused in this world? Have you caught that? Am I the only man that has caught that? I mean, come on. Where people use it as a curse word. How in the world, we're talking about the antithesis of something, how in the world can you use God's name as a curse word? And yet people do it all the time. They slander his name. And I'm talking about Hollywood slanders his name. All these great billionaires, these billionaires, they slander his name. TV, movies, sports. I don't even mention who he is because I don't have no. I am God, is what he said. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Don't you know that God has given you your talent? Picnics and families and yada yada, etc., etc., etc. We get off. We play with our words. We fabricate our words. We always want to look better than somebody else. Hey, is that your party lot? Just got it yesterday. Well, yeah, wait till the next picnic. I want to bring my Porsche. Okay? All right, bring your Porsche.